Here again with yet another stream. We got a lot tonight. Today we have our little battle here with the what is it? It's the Unofficial Legends Tournament. So this is a tournament where we have a bunch of fan decks, 16 fan decks that we're putting on display, and each fan deck is assigned to a different player, and then that player has to then play another one based on an assignment. So today we have Penguin Pup 9 versus Palm de Pin. Now Penguin Pup 9 is going to be playing Mulan, which was created by Petersonian. And so Petersonian created this deck. We'll talk about it a little bit once we get into the game. And then Palm de Pin is playing Nostradamus, which was made by Bug Hunter Bug, who I just played against. So hopefully he's watching this stream as well. So we're going to head on in. I'm going to get some music going here. And let's see here. Let's head on into the game. Here we are. All right. So for some reason, it's not showing up on my OB. Oh, there it goes. It just popped up. There we go. All right. So how are you today?
Is that a question for me?
Yeah.
I am doing all right. I just finished a fun game of the Weekend Blitz against.
Yeah. You've been busy tonight too.
I need to rotate my eyes so they all have little hats.
Yeah. Bug Hunter didn't have any tokens for him, so I'm like, what can I make to represent the prophecy tokens, prediction tokens?
I love my little hat.
It's an eye. So yeah. All right, so I'll do a quick thing here because I know Pup doesn't want to. No. So here's Mulan. Mulan is a melee hero, and she's got 14 movement. She's got her melee.
She's 2 movement.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 14 movement?
Yeah.
Well, I am out of it. She has 14 health and 2 movement, and she's got a 10 health sidekick, Zhang Yang. And so together they are more powerful. So if Mulan and Zhang Yang are adjacent, ties count as 1 combat when attacking. So she's always going to win a tie, as long as she's adjacent to her sidekick. Your hero also may declare equipment effect is being used when she sets down a card in combat. So whenever she fights, she has these little equipment cards that she can play, and she sets them aside once she plays them, and then they become playable again, where she can like throw on a +1 to defense or a +1 on to attack. And those effects cannot be canceled. So even if you faint the card, they still go through with their +1s.
You just save them for later.
Save what?
The equipment cards.
Yes.
Oh.
And then once you use them, they're gone.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's basically Mulan for you. And this is made by Petersonian again. Great deck. I went through it myself. I think Coco's gonna have a lot of fun with this. All right. And who do you have here with Nostradamus?
Nostradamus. He's got his eyes with hats, and that's what's important. When I attack, before revealing anything and before a defense card is played, I predict whether I'm going to win or lose combat. If I predict correctly, I get my little eye. Oh, I should probably flip these. Never mind, flipping them doesn't do anything. We're gonna go hide them. I don't have any eyes yet. But these will let me do some cool things with my cards, such as bring back a 5 valued attack. That's the most I know about this deck.
Awesome. So the rest is up to you guys. So I'm going to leave and let you guys play. You guys can decide who chooses the board and who gets first and second player.
Right. We choose, or was that supposed to be random? I want to make sure I don't start cheating.
Can you choose, or is it random?
You can do a die, you can do a coin flip, or you can just, you're the owner of the stream, so you can just let him do the honors.
Okay.
I'll roll the die. Penguin Pup, call odds or evens, and if you're right, you'll go first. Otherwise, I'll go first.
Odd.
Odds? Alright. What do we get? It's an 18, so I'm going first. Yeah, so was it random map choice, or does the other person get map choice? Where are the rules?
Let's roll.
What are the rules?
What
I
rules?
think we roll it.
It's not like the conquest. I mean, you just choose the winner chooses the map, and then who goes first.
Alright, starting player and board will be determined randomly. Okay, so yeah, we roll it. We'll just
Roll for a random map.
count down the line and then go to the second column and hope we roll something under 11. Alright, not under 11. Ooh, a 3. 1, 2, 3. Memorial. Oh, rotated this way. Ooh, this is a pretty map. I like pretty maps.
Yeah.
Oh wait, which way is the camera for me to rotate the map? Because I'm not watching it.
I think it's good.
Okay. So Nostradamus right there. Put this up here. And I hide my eyes. Okay. And I don't think there's a mulligan phase for this.
Yeah.
So we just get to draw 5 and start it.
Just see the top of your head. Why are you so short? I gotta change the camera.
I went to the doctors and they said I am 4'11" and I'm short.
Let's see, that should help.
I thought I was 5, but I'm not. 5 foot.
Pup, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, now that's too low.
I will.
No, I'm just showing your clothes.
Oh, I like this.
Maybe that's
I like
better.
this.
I will start with a first turn maneuver. Ooh. And let's go crazy. Before I go crazy, actually, I'm gonna move.
Ah, yeah.
We'll go here. I'm gonna throw a shot in the dark. So this is a scheme that says guess a boost value. I'm going to guess 2. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck, and I gain prediction tokens equal to its boost value. And if the boost value matches my guess, it's gonna get discarded. So let's see the top card of your deck. Ooh, it is a 2. So I gain 2 of my eyes with hats, and you discard that. And those were my 2 actions. So you're up.
Okay. Going to maneuver. And I'm going to maneuver again. And that's my turn.
I'm going to maneuver. I'll go here. Then I'll maneuver again. Don't want to end quite next to you. And I'm all set.
I'm going to maneuver. And I will attack with Mulan.
I will play a counter on you. Okay. That's only when I'm attacking. So I'll say before he even plays a card. But yeah, so it looks like I win combat here. So I lose prediction tokens equal to your boost, which is 2. So I lose my hat. Oh, that's so sad. I missed my hats already. And I think that's it, because you would need turn 1.
So win combat turn.
Okay.
That's my turn.
So I am going to attack Mulan, and I am going to predict that I am going to win this combat. Oh, Vanguard. So you cancel all of the effects on my card. And now I cannot attack your fighters until your next turn. Okay. It does still get 2 damage through, though. And since I did win combat, I do get my little buddy. So that was my first action. I'm not allowed to attack you. So I'll take a shot in the dark again. So that was kind of fun. Let's just guess 2 again.
Oh, yeah.
It is a 2. I get my buddies back.
Yay.
Awesome. Ooh, 2 for 2 on the shot in the dark. Cool. So those were my 2 actions.
I'll still maneuver but keep her here.
Alright.
And I'm going to attack with Mulan again.
Alright. I'm going to defend with anticipating danger. So I have a 3 value immediately if I started this turn adjacent to the opposing fighter, which I did. I deal 2 damage to that fighter. So you guys are adjacent, which means you get +1, so that will do damage to me. Nice. other fighter may make an attack. Does that mean they don't have to be... Does she have to be in range to do that, or does she just get to make the attack? 'Cause I think the way it's read is she just gets to do it, kind of like the bonus attack.
So, you want to just like make that so she doesn't have to be adjacent? Or...
I think we're going to play it, she doesn't have to be adjacent, because it just says your other fighter may make an attack.
Okay.
And if we're wrong, oops. But that's, like, if I disappeared and it was the bonus attack type of thing, it still goes through. So that's the way I'm treating it.
Okay.
Alright, you do have the option though, so if you don't want to play a card.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Alright, let's see. I'll do some gathering down. Oh, regroup. Oh, I should not have defended. So after combat, I can spend a prediction token to draw 2 cards, and I think that is what I want to do right now. So I'll lose my buddy and draw 2. Alright.
I'll draw 1. And that's it. My turn.
I am going to attack Mulan, and I think I'm going to lose combat. Ooh, it's a fainting guard again. So I don't get my after combat effects, which would be to gain a prediction token. But I do gain one because I was correct about losing combat. And then I can't attack you again. Oh,
Nope.
that's such a mean card.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's a friendly card because it's a pretty pacifist. I will maneuver since I have to. But I think I'll stay where I am.
I'm going to maneuver. And I'm going to maneuver again. And that's my turn.
Alright. I think I am going to maneuver. Hopes that this works out for me. Then I will attack Mulan and predict that I will win this attack.
I'm going to take it.
Oh no. So this is my 5 attack. History repeats itself. So that is 5 damage. Then I could spend 2 prediction tokens to put it back in my hand, which I absolutely will, because it's a beautiful card.
Yeah.
And because I did successfully predict, I do get a token back.
Yay.
I get my little hat buddies. Alright, it is your turn.
I'm going to maneuver.
Yep, I am pinned.
Yep. And I will attack with Mulan.
Attacking with Mulan, I'm gonna anticipate that danger. So immediately, if I started adjacent to you, which I did, I deal 2 more damage to Mulan. Then what do you get to do to me? Oh, that's an interesting during combat tech. You both are able to, which you absolutely are. It becomes a 6, that's 3 damage. And you get to equip your sword. Ooh. That's a cool card.
Let's put these here for now.
Sounds good.
And your turn.
Alright. Well, I will be attacking Mulan. And I will predict that I'll win the combat. The Fainting Guard. Ooh, so 5 to 3, that will be 3 damage.
Exactly.
Exact. I was hoping you had that card, because for those watching, Mulan has this really cool card that just lets her, if she dies, her sidekick becomes the hero.
Oh yeah.
And like, that's a fun interaction if it gets pulled off. Yeah. You do stop me from getting this card back to my hand. But good game. I wish we got to see more of the cards. Like, they were some cool stuff. I definitely got very lucky with my pulls. I think I got all of my auto damage right off the gate.
I actually did have
And
that
my
defense
shots in
card,
the dark.
but for some reason I thought it would only work if it was defending for the sidekick.
Oh no.
If he wants to take it back.
I mean, I will happily let you switch to that one if you thought it was a sidekick only card. Because, like, these are new decks that we are not used to.
Did you hear me? Did you let me take it back?
So, are you fine with, like, taking that back to see it continue a bit more?
Absolutely. I mean, the point of this is to see the decks, so let's showcase the decks.
Yeah.
So that Faint Guard is back in your hand, for the Oath. Yeah, so during combat, Mulan takes any damage, which was happening anyway since it was an attack on her. If it would defeat, which it did, your sidekick becomes the hero. That's just it. That's cool. I will spend my eye tokens though to get my big attack back in my hand, since that's an option.
I guess she'll be taken off the board.
Yep. Not often you get to see a single hero on the board, and we're still playing. Alright. I do have another action. I will be maneuvering away. So I don't have the eyes to bring my card back. Alright, your turn.
I will maneuver. And go down here.
So Janine can't play equipment cards because they're Mulan. But if you already have some equipment cards out, she can play those.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
And I will maneuver again. And go over here. And sign of hand of 8. I'll discard this.
I will maneuver. Go here. I will attack, and I will predict that I win the attack. Oh, yes, the Fainting Guard. I think you got my other version of this card with your other Fainting Guard.
Yeah.
So just the 2 damage there, and I can't attack you. Finally, I wasn't going to attack you anyways, because that was my second action. So you are up.
Attack.
Okay. I'm gonna faint this one. Right, so that's 1 damage.
And then I will maneuver.
Alright. I will maneuver. I will attack, and I will predict that I will lose this combat. Alright, they are not next to each other, so your During doesn't do anything. After combat, if I lost, I gain a prediction token, which I did lose. And then I predicted I would lose, so my hat buddy gets his own little hat buddy.
Yay. Buddies.
Buddies are the best.
Yep.
And that was my 2 actions.
I will attack again.
I'm gonna play a Clout. Okay. So mine is a 4, and if I had no prediction tokens during combat, it'll drop to a 2, but I do have prediction tokens, so it's still a 4. And then you may boost it.
Yeah.
Specifically with the Mulan card. Interesting.
Yeah. I'll boost it with this Mulan card.
So choose that's 3 damage if I did my math correctly.
No.
Oh nope, I did not do my math correctly at all.
It's 1 damage.
Don't forget your...
Oh yeah. And I will add this equipment. That's
Okay.
+1 damage.
Okay. So
So,
that was 2 damage,
that's 2.
not 3. I don't know what I was reading. Oh, I think I added your printed values at first.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Oh, this is 6 in total.
But yeah. So now it's 6 total, so yeah, the 2 damage. Cool. I moved my dial a couple times. If someone on stream wants to double check, I thought I started this turn at 12. But that will be an easy fix if I'm wrong and someone was able to catch it. Let us know. So that was your first action, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you got another.
I will use that to maneuver away.
Alright. I will maneuver. I think I want to maneuver towards you. Keeping up this pressure. I will attack, and I will predict that I win this attack. So is that same one there? So I do 1 damage, which means I do win, so I will get a prediction token. I can spend 1 to draw 2 cards. I will not spend 1 to draw cards. I'll just get mine, so they have a third friend. If I spend 1, my other one will be lonely. Oh no, it wouldn't. It'd have a buddy, but I still want 3. Yep, those were my 2 actions.
I will attack.
I will defend with a saw that coming. So immediately I may spend a prediction token to change the value to match your card value. So I will. Which means they're just even, so no damage.
And then nothing else can happen with that. And then I will maneuver. Here. Yeah. Actually, wait, no. I'll boost it. This defense.
Alright. I will maneuver. I will maneuver again. No, I'll trill. Yeah, I'll go right next to you. Okay. I will maneuver. One, two. Actually, I'll just move the 1 to go here. Then I will play I Can See Your Fate. I could spend up to 3 prediction tokens to deal that much damage to any fighter in my zone. So I will spend these 2 prediction tokens to deal 2 damage to you.
last two actions, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I will. I will maneuver. Boost with the regroup. I'll go 1, 2, 3. I will attack you.
I will defend with a saw that coming. So this time I don't have any prediction tokens to spend, so it's just a 2. Ooh, and you get to boost it.
And I will boost it with this.
Alright, so this time I'm double checking my math, and it is 4 damage. Alright.
That's it. That's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to attack and predict that I will win this combat.
Oh, sorry.
So you had your hair. So I do deal 1 damage.
Yep.
You did not win combat, so you don't get your effect. And I was correct on my prediction, so I get my buddy. But I didn't have prediction tokens to spend, so this card is going to my discard pile.
Bye-bye.
So that was my first action. My second action will be to maneuver. 1, 2. Okay.
I will maneuver. I will maneuver again.
I will maneuver. And I will just maneuver again. And stay where I am.
I will maneuver. I will attack.
Hopefully I saw that coming. I will spend my prediction token to match value, so it's no damage.
Now it's your turn.
I will attack, and I will predict that I win this combat. Alright, so it's a 5, so that does do 1 damage. After combat, I lose prediction tokens, but I don't have any prediction tokens to lose. And then yours does not trigger. And because I was correct with my prediction, I now get a prediction token. That was my first action. My second action will be to attack you again, and this time I predict that I will lose. Oh, well, I definitely win combat.
Yep.
So it is only 2 damage, so you are still alive. And if I lost combat, I would have gotten a prediction token, so I don't. Because I guessed loss, I also don't get my other prediction token. So now it's your turn.
I will attack.
Alright, ooh. I will faint this. Alright, so that's just 1 damage.
Yep.
And then you get your second action.
I will maneuver and discard this for a boost to move up to 4. That's it.
I will maneuver. I will maneuver again. What? 3, 1, 2. Okay. And that is my turn.
Excuse me.
I will maneuver. And maneuver. And boost it with this for 2.
I will maneuver. I think I'll stay where I am, and I'm going to research. This is a scheme where I choose an opponent. I would choose you. I look at a number of cards in your hand equal to the number of prediction tokens I have, which is 1. So it's 1 card randomly that I get to look at, and I discard one of the cards I look at. So it's just a random discard. So if you want to shuffle up your hand, I'll just randomly choose one of them to pull out. Okay. Let's take this one. What did we get? Regroup. So I got rid of your regroup.
Yay.
And those were my 2 actions.
I'll maneuver and go over here, I guess. And maneuver again, take 2 damage.
Oh no.
And yay.
Yeah. These were the cards that were stuck in my hand.
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't get rid of the regroup because my other one was a Mulan card.
Oh no. Yeah, it's like the regroup would have been able to defend against my attacks if I tried them. So yeah, good game. We got to see most of these cards, which was awesome. Yeah, all that equipment stuff is...
They're all at the bottom.
A lot of text. I definitely ignored most of the text because that would have been too long.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely fun playing against you. I got...
Yeah.
my little eye buddies with hats because that's the best part of any game when you have eye buddies with hats.
Yeah.
Here, you could have an eye buddy.
Oh, thank you.
We'll practice more.
You're
with it,
welcome.
Yeah.
huh? Thanks so much, Pound the Pin.
Thank you for streaming, scheduling our match for us, because I failed to find Pup. I probably could have put in more effort of trying to contact, but I appreciate you being there to just accept that it was the easier point of contact for me. So now I should probably get to bed because I have class in the morning. So thank you again and good night.